Hey YouTube, how's it going? So in today's video, like the title says, I'm going to be doing some test hands on the Millennium EXODIA deck. You guys probably seen the deck video that came out a week ago. I was asked by a viewer in the comments if I could do some test hands just to kind of show how the deck works, so I figured I would do that. I'll draw probably 5 hands or so, and then it'll just kind of show you guys what this deck can do. And if we brick, well then we brick. That's just part of playing Yu-Gi-Oh! When you use a rogue deck. So let's just see how this goes. So I'll cut the deck, I'll draw 5, and then we'll get right into the video. So right here, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a hand like this is actually really bad going first, because you don't really want to draw into your Exod Fires of Rage. This is something that you'd rather set at the end phase using your Exodia. The Ash Blossom, also more of a going second card, obviously, can be good going first. And the Angel Statue of Azurun, you're going to set this on the field, and typically you're going to get it off your Silhouette Rabbit. So this would be probably one of the worst hands that you can get, but we'll play it out anyways, just so I can show you guys a few different examples. So in this case, go ahead and set your traps. You just as well do this. You got nothing else you can really do here, so activate your copy of Millennium Ankh. Then you're going to have to reveal all 5 pieces of Exodia from your hand, field, or deck to summon your fusion monster. So you got 1 here. I'm only going to reveal them once, I'm not going to do it the whole time. But you've got 2, 3, 4, and there's your 5th piece. So once you've revealed all 5, this arm will stay in your hand. The Millennium Ankh will get shuffled back into the deck. And then you can special summon your copy of Exodia. So you'd summon this. I'll put them right here. And then at this point you would just go to the end phase. Once you go to the end phase, it's going to allow you to set an Exodia spell trap directly from the deck on the field. So this is where you would want to grab your copy of Exod Fires of Rage. You already have one, but go ahead and set the other one. Your opponent doesn't know that you have 2. If they pop this, at least you have the other one to kind of surprise them. So now what you'd do, you'd end your turn, you'd pass to your opponent. On your opponent's turn, go ahead and flip up your Angel Statue of Azurun. This will special summon itself as a trap monster. And now whenever your opponent does an inherent summon, which is a special summon that doesn't start a chain, you can use this effect to destroy the Azurun and negate the summon. So if they do a Link summon, a Synchro summon, or an Exceed summon, or even just a special summon from the hand, like let's say Elf Note Lucina, which special summons itself but doesn't start a chain, you can use this to get rid of that monster. Exodia is a spell trap negate, and then you've got your Exod Fires of Rage, which acts as a board nuke on your opponent's turn. So you flip this face up, and you could blow up all the cards that they control. Beyond this, there's not a whole lot more you could really do with this hand. Exodia can't be destroyed by card effects. It also has an effect on the field that if your opponent battles you, in the damage calculation, he gains attack equal to your life points, so he would gain 8,000. And then if you somehow survive this on your opponent's turn, basically you would draw and go from there. So that wasn't a really good hand, but that's the reality of this deck. You do play bricks. Sometimes that's going to happen, and I didn't want to cut it from the video because I want you guys to see, how this deck plays out. So we'll do this a few more times, see if maybe we can get something a little bit better here. So I'll shuffle the deck. I'll do it on the camera just so you guys know I'm actually doing this for real. Shuffling it here. Maybe give it like 4 or 5 shuffles just to make sure that you've got it pretty good. So you got that, and then we'll do one more, and then we'll cut it a couple of times, and we'll see if we can maybe get a little bit of a better hand, show you what some of the Millennium monsters can do in this deck. So here we go. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, That hand is way better. If you drew this hand, you're in an amazing position right now. So with this, obviously the very first thing you're gonna do when you're in draw phase, before you leave the draw phase, you're gonna activate this shifter. So you're gonna activate shifter. You guys should know what shifter does. Basically everything's gonna be banished, something that this deck doesn't really care about. Now the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna activate your shield to place it as a continuous spell trap. The reason why you want to use shield first is because you're going to have to pay life points here because you don't control Millennium Ankh, and shield actually gets you to Ankh. So you want to get to your Ankh first before you get your Sengenjin out so that you don't have to pay twice. So activate shield effect, you're going to special summon the monster, pay 2,000 life points, and add a Millennium Ankh from your deck to your hand. Then you can go ahead, do the same thing, Sengenjin, place it on the field. You won't have to pay 2,000 anymore because you have Millennium Ankh, so you'd reveal this. Special summon the Sengenjin, which lets you search for any Millennium monster. So you have a few choices here. You can grab Blue Eyes, you can grab Golem if you'd like to get your field spell, but you know, in my opinion, I would actually grab Gaia here, just because it gives you a little bit more interruption. As a monster negate on your opponent's turn. You can also make a Silhouette Rabbit. I wouldn't here. I'd rather have those Millennium monsters so you could use them with Gaia. So go ahead and normal summon Heart of Gaia. You're able to normal summon it because you have a level 5 or higher monster card on the field. This also works if your opponent controls a level 5 or higher. Now you're going to go ahead, activate your copy of Millennium Ankh. You're going to reveal your one copy of the Exodia leg in your hand, and like I said, I'm not going to reveal all of them, but you would reveal all 4 in your deck, and then you'd special summon out your copy of Exodia. So you got this. I would keep the Obliterate Blaze in your hand. The Millennium Ankh goes back into the deck. Then you would proceed to the end phase. Grab your copy of Exod Fires of Rage and set this face down. Then you pass to your opponent. Now on your opponent's turn, you know, you have shield, which can't be destroyed by spells. This can't be destroyed by monster effects. You have Heart of Gaia, which is a quick effect, a monster negate from anywhere, so this could stop hand traps. Let's say you went to the end of your turn and they tried to use Effect Veiler so that Exodia couldn't search. You would have been able to use Gaia, let's say send shield, negate that so that you still get your search. Then on your opponent's turn, when they activate another monster effect, you could send Sengenjin for another monster negate destroy. Exodia, as you guys know, like last time, is a spell trap negate. Then you've got Exod Fires of Rage. Let's say you somehow survive your turn. This is actually a pretty good board. There's probably a good chance you're going to survive here. So let's say you use Exod, blow up their board. You would go to the end phase, and then you'd be able to set another spell trap. So what I would do here is set your other copy of Exod. So you can set this, and then on your turn, you would draw for turn. You got a terraforming. You could use this. You don't really need to right now for the sake of this video, but I'm just going to show you what you can do. On your standby phase, because of Exodia's effect, you would take 1,000 damage, 1,000 life points, so you'd be at 7,000. Then you can go ahead, activate your copy of Obliterate Blaze. This would target your Exodia and give it the effects of this card. So you activate this, targeting your Exodia. Then you'd activate the Obliterate Blaze effect to Heavy Storm the back row. So both your back row and your opponent's back row. If you timed your Exod Fires of Rage correctly, they probably don't have anything in the back row right now, which is why you had to set a card, because if Obliterate Blaze doesn't have a back row to pop, the effect can't resolve. So you pop your own back row in this case. And what this does is this allows you to equip all 5 pieces of Exodia from your hand or deck to the field to the Incarnate. So you do this, get all 5 pieces. This is the effect of the Obliterate Blaze. Right, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All of these are equip cards on your Exodia now. And he gains 2,000 attack for each. So what you have is a 10,000 beater, and then you could swing into them. It can gain another 7,000 attack. Actually, that's incorrect. When you use Obliterate Blaze, you pay half your life points. So you'd be at 3,500. So Exodia would gain 10,000. And then when you attack, he would gain 3,500, which would put him at 13,500. And you basically just win the game there. If they have a monster on the field, let's say they have a monster in defense mode, your Exodia will also do piercing damage. So you can attack them and you could pierce, and that'll basically win the game as well. Now let's say you use the Obliterate Blaze effect on your Exodia and you didn't have these equipped, because it has two effects, right? So the one effect of this card allows you to pay half your life points, heavy storm the field, and then place the Exodia pieces as equip cards. But the second effect, which doesn't require you to blow up the back row, gives your Exodia piercing damage. So if you just want to use this card and you don't necessarily want to put all of these on the field, your Exodia now has piercing damage, and that effect is also permanent. So it'll have piercing damage basically for the entire game from that point out. So yeah, that's a little bit of a better example of what the deck can do. We'll do a few more test hands, maybe 2 or 3, and we'll call it a video. I don't want this to take too long because generally you're doing the same thing every single time. So that one was pretty good. So I'll shuffle again. Yeah, let me know if you guys like this type of content. I don't mind doing test hands with heroes. I know I do a lot of combo videos, but maybe it'd be good to see, you know, what the deck can do in a not, I guess, set up environment where I'm just kind of going randomly and seeing how you can play on the fly. I'd be happy to do that as well. Also, stay tuned to the channel once I get the new hero cards, the overframes that come out in September. I'll be doing some brand new combo videos showing off those new cards. So I think that's enough shuffling. We'll cut the deck a couple times and we'll see what we can do this time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This hand is also pretty good. You are protected with Called by the Grave. You never want to see this, but at least you didn't draw the Exodia limbs. That's the absolute worst. So if you had this hand, first thing you would do is activate Heart of Blue Eyes, send it to the graveyard to add a copy of Millennium Ankh. You already have Ankh, but you still want to get Blue Eyes in the grave so that he could protect you on your opponent's turn. So you do that, and you add Ankh. Then if they had a hand trap, you have Called by the Grave. Activate your Millennium Ankh. You don't have any pieces, so you reveal all 5 into the deck. This copy of Millennium Ankh will return. Summon your Exodia, and off you go. Now what you do is activate Secret Village of the Spellcasters. Now your opponent can't activate spells as long as you control a spellcaster if they don't. So this oftentimes is enough just to win you the game, is using that Secret Village. So now, assuming they didn't hand trap you this turn, maybe you could set your Called by the Grave, set your Exod Fires of Rage, and then you would also on your end phase, grab your second copy of Rage, set it on the field, and then you have Ankh for follow-up. So that is very quickly basically the Exodia end board. This deck is extremely easy to play, guys. I hope by watching this you kind of understand the principle of it. In my opinion, this is probably the easiest Yu-Gi-Oh deck, modern Yu-Gi-Oh deck, I guess, for a beginner to play. And if you want to play this and still have a pretty good chance at winning, this is definitely the deck I would pick up. So pretty powerful, not the best, but definitely not the worst. Yeah, pretty easy if you guys can tell by now. So hopefully I draw kind of a going second hand I'd like you guys to see, because this deck does have a lot of, you know, really good going second cards. You got Super Polys, you got the Lava Golems. This deck's really good going second, but so far, you know, I've only drawn kind of stuff for going first. So give it a little bit of a better shuffle here. Let's see what this hand does for us. We'll cut the deck. We'll draw 5. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, So this hand is, wouldn't be the best going first because yes, you do have Millennium Ankh, which is the one card starter to get you to your Exodia. But I would really like this hand going second because you've got Droll. You could basically shut down almost any deck in the game with Droll. So if I was playing this and you were going second, obviously on the draw phase, you're going to use your Fua. Hope that they don't stop it. Most people will stop this right away. So good chance they're going to Ash this if they have an Ash. This deck's really good with Fua because you could actually probably draw, you know, maybe Exodia pieces. If you have multiple in the hand, maybe draw all 5. You could also draw board breakers. So let's just pretend this resolved. And let's say your opponent summoned from the deck or extra deck. Let's say, I don't know, 4 or 5 times. Let's just pretend, okay, for the sake of the video. So I'm going to do 4 draws. So you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then let's say a 5th. So you'd get this. This would be amazing. This would be absolutely incredible if you were going second. So let's say you get 5 draws off of Fua. You still have an Ash you could use on their turn to interrupt them. You also have Droll as well. So depending on what they do, you can Droll them, but then you also Droll yourself. So it's kind of rough. You guys kind of have to play the game and determine, you know, what's the best way to go. But let's say you got 5 draws. This is incredible. Your opponent would end their turn, and now, you know, you could keep Droll. You have this for the follow-up if they survive. You got Super Poly. So the first thing I would do is probably use the Lava Golem because, you know, they can't really respond to Lava Golem because it's a summoning condition. They can't really respond to Super Poly. So let's say you Lava Golem them, get rid of their 2 problem monsters, like the biggest problems, or maybe they have monsters that don't fall as a Super Poly target. So let's say you Lava Golem them. Okay, now they got this. Then you can go ahead and use Super Poly. Get rid of one of your Millennium Shields. You don't need both of them, so you discard this. So you've just cleared out 4 monsters already. So there goes like their entire board. You have so many Super Poly targets in this deck. If you saw the deck profile, you can make a Mud Dragon. You have 2 Garuas, one of them for Super Poly, the other one is for Ultimate Slayer if you're side decking. You've also got Starving Venom if they have 2 Darks. This is for the Cool Tune matchup or the Synchro matchup. Sea Monster for, you know, you use 2 tuners, so this could stop them. Then you've got Secretarion, which is good against Branded. So if they have Spellcaster and a Dragon, you could Super Poly get this, and then it'll negate all of their special summoned dragons, right? So I think it's special summon dragon and spellcasters. Yeah, so you'd stop all of them. So you have a lot of options here for the Super Poly. Let's just, I don't know, make it generic. Let's say you got this. Now you've got so much you can do. You can go Heart of the Blue Eyes to try to get an Ankh. This will also bait out an Ash if they do have one. You'd grab another copy of Ankh. That's just, we're going to assume everything resolves here. You got this. You know, you could even go Shield to grab a 3rd copy. So let's say you go Shield here. Activate Shield. Sorry, it's not in the grave. Special summons itself. This will get you another copy of your Millennium Ankh. Wherever it is. 1, 2, sorry. Trying to find it. Definitely play 3. There it is. Now you got triple Ankh. So if they have anything that could negate Ankh, this is not once per turn. So, I mean, it is once per turn if it resolves, but if, let's say, you use Millennium Ankh, and they use Dominus Impulse, or whatever the Dominus card that could stop it, or Solemn, or any type of negate, oh, you better hope they could negate 3 of them, because you could activate Ankh, they could negate it, activate Ankh again, they could try to negate it, and then you could activate a 3rd Ankh. They're probably not negating all 3 of these. You still have Called by the Grave, you have your Ash. Pretty damn good, and don't forget that you cleared 4 monsters. So let's say you use 1 Ankh, it resolves. You'd summon Exodia, and now what would happen, you'd still have 5 in hand. The Ankh would go back into the deck, the Mud Dragon would go back into the deck as well, because it is not a Millennium monster or a level 10 or higher Exodia. So you grab your Mud Dragon, shuffle it back into the deck. And then what you can do here is you could enter battle phase, swing into the Lava Golem. You'll be at 8,000 attack. This will hit them for 5k. And then you just kind of continue. They probably don't have much. You set your trap on the end phase. You know, same thing I did in the other videos. If you actually drew like Sengenjin or some of your other monsters, good chance you're pushing for game at this point. So pretty good. We're gonna do one more because we're at the 20-minute mark. One more test hand, and then we'll call it a video. So that's a good example of going second. We'll put all these back. And we'll do one more because I don't want the video to go too long. It's already pretty long, but I did want to, you know, show a few different examples. I didn't want to have any cuts in the video. So. Okay, this will be the last one. Cut the deck. Draw 5. Now let's see if this is a going first or going second hand. Ankh, Arm, Prosperity, Shield, and Golem. So this is pretty cool. I'll get to show you guys Golem before I end the video. So what I would do right now, save Prosperity. Probably want to use your cards up to, you know, pull out cards that you need before you use Prosperity. So the first thing that I would do is use your Golem here. So you've got Golem on the field. Activate Golem effect, reveal the Millennium Ankh to special summon it, and add a copy of Wedju Temple. So yeah, all the Millennium monsters, they basically from the hand place themselves face up as continuous spell traps. Then they special summon themselves by either paying 2,000 or revealing a Millennium Ankh. Now you've got Wedju Temple. Go ahead and activate it. Now you're going to use Temple effect to place a monster from your hand face up as a spell and trap. So you place your copy of Shield. You can also place the Exodia Arm if you wanted to. Like let's say you didn't have this in your hand. You can also do this to resolve the effect of your Wedju Temple. But it's better to not do that if you have an option to. So I have Shield in hand. It's better to do this. You really want to protect these Exodia pieces because if they go to the grave or banishment, then you can't resolve Millennium Ankh. So better to protect it in the hand. But like I said, if you didn't have this and if this was your only choice, this totally works to continue your combo. So in this case, you would place Shield with your Wedju Temple effect. And then it also lets you place one from the deck. And in this case, since you already have Golem and you already have Shield, you would put Sengenjin. So now you've got this. Go ahead and activate Sengenjin, reveal Millennium Ankh, special summon it, and then add from deck to hand. Your two main choices here would be Blue Eyes, but because you already have Ankh and you have Shield that can get you a second one, you go get your one of Gaia in this case. Gaia would be the best target here. So grab Gaia. This hand's actually insane going first. Now you go ahead and you use your Shield, reveal the Ankh, special summon it to add a second copy of Ankh. Now this is what your hand's looking like. Go ahead and normal summon Gaia. Sorry, I'm just kind of squishing these because I don't have the full view of the field in my camera shot. So you've got these 4 monsters here. Don't use Millennium Ankh yet because you still have some other things you want to do before you kind of resolve that and lock yourself out of summoning. At this point, I would do a link summon. So you could link summon these two, I guess. Let's just say your Golem and your Shield. Make yourself a Silhouette Rabbit. Activate the Rabbit effect to grab a trap card that could be summoned as a trap monster and set it directly to the field. So that'll be your copy of Azarun. Angel Statue. Set this on the field. Now what I would do here is, get your opponent to cut the deck. You could activate Prosperity. You've basically got everything you need, but might as well use it, right? Banish 6 cards. So let's just say, I don't know, 6 So you've got this in hand, you've activated this. We'll reveal 6, and then you could add 1 to your hand. The reason I didn't do it earlier is because I already had so many things that I could use. So you've got Terraforming, you've got Sengenjin, 2 limbs, which you're obviously not going to add, and then you've got your Obliterate Blaze and your Exod Fires of Rage. So that would be your 6 cards. You're obviously not going to add the Obliterate Blaze or the Exod because you can search them. So of this 6, this is an extremely obvious choice here. You're not going to add Sengenjin, you've already used it. Go ahead and grab Terraforming. So grab Terraforming, put these back on the bottom of the deck. This will go to the grave. Activate Terraforming. And add yourself Secret Village of the Spellcasters. Just to show you how this deck absolutely disgusting. Floodgates the opponent if you get the right hand. So now you've got this. You don't need Wedju Temple anymore. So go ahead and activate Secret Village of the Spellcasters. Actually, don't do that yet. That's a mistake. Sorry, I got excited. Don't use Secret Village yet. I almost misplayed there on the camera. Activate Millennium Ankh. So you're going to reveal all 5 pieces. You've got 1 in hand and 4 in the deck. And then you're going to special summon your copy of Exodia. You're going to shuffle the Ankh back into the deck, and the Silhouette Rabbit will also go back into the deck. So this is what you're sitting on here. So you got these 3 monsters. You've got your Azaroon face down as another end board piece. Now that you have Exodia on the field, because you control a spellcaster, now you can go ahead and activate Secret Village. I got excited and I was going to activate it earlier, but if you did that, you would have misplayed yourself and not been able to activate Ankh because you don't control a spellcaster. So with this end board, go ahead and pass to your opponent, and at the end phase, grab your Exod Fires of Rage and set it on the field. So here's your end board. This is probably like as strong of a board this deck could make. The only thing that would make this even better is if you had a Blue Eyes Engrave. That would be even better. And that does happen sometimes. So now on your opponent's draw phase, go ahead and activate Azaroon, special summon it. So this is what they're looking at. They have to deal with Exodia, which is a spell trap negate. You have a monster negate by sending Sengenjin. You have an inherent summon, special summon negate. You have Secret Village, so they're locked out of spells. And then you also have a board nuke. So this is pretty hard to deal with. I'll be honest, most of the time the opponent's going to scoop here. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We're going to end it there. I'm really glad I got to show you guys, maybe not so good hands, like the first hand wasn't that good. Some going second. That going second hand was pretty good. So you could see what the deck does going first, what the deck does going second, and then just a few, different hands in between. I got to showcase every Millennium monster in this. So I showed you the Wedju Temple, the Golem, basically every single one of them. So if you guys enjoyed the video and you like this type of content, like, subscribe, and leave a comment, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks.